Welcome to my team.
Shut the fuck up. Welcome to my team career mode. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. We kick off for episode 3, which is the Netherlands. Yes, the Netherlands Grand Prix, the Dutch Grand Prix at the Zandvoort. You can see we tried to get an upgrade on here, but we are kind of limited on funds. We just have enough for one aero upgrade, and that's what we'll put on. Zandvoort, a new addition to this game. Really nice track. I've driven a lot on it at iRacing, and it's a really nice track. I love the flow of it, the elevation change of it. This track is really nice. We're going to turn 1. Here we are straight into qualifying. In practice, we've had quite a lot of pace actually. I've even put the A up to 106, which is 4 more than what I drove with in Vietnam, and we've still been relatively competitive. So at this point it is at 106 in qualifying. You can see coming out of the final corner in Q1, this very extremely banked but easily flat out corner, obviously remade for F1 grade A standards, and of course getting cancelled for this year because of the beautiful virus. You can see actually again once more we managed to stupidly mess up qualifying, and first lap was enough of P21, and second lap, yeah, we didn't get the second lap because I managed to go out of the pits in a very late moment. So P21 for the race, starting second to last. Anyways, we move on to race day. Very quick qualifying, not the best qualifying we could possibly have had, but the race is another story. It is 36 laps around this track. I don't remember how long it is, but we'll have a look at that. The Orange Army, if you can call it that, is very much at this place. The track is there. It is 4.25 kilometers long. It has 14 turns, so a relatively short track in comparison to many other tracks on the calendar. It's not even 1 kilometer longer than Monaco is, so it is really short. It's almost nearing the 3 kilometer mark. Anyways, Mercedes 1-2. What a surprise, are we honest here? But Ferrari, you can see it's actually really like, what do you call it, Noah's Ark. It's just 2x2 in the very start, which again here 2x2, the teammates alongside each other, so it's not actually that close. It's more like the performance of each car is the same and the AIs are the same. Anyways, it is time for the race. We roll on to the formation lap. For this we're starting P21. Our teammate is starting right in front of us in P20. We roll up onto the grid as we prepare to go for the 5 red lights. It is 1, 2, 3 lights. It's for 36 laps around Zandvoort for the 3rd time this season. It's 5 red lights, and we get a bit of a wheel spin right off the line, but as we get into second gear we get a good one. Going up the gears though, we have a bad start. We place ourselves just about the middle as we go 3 wide into the first corner. I want to be sure that we don't get any front ring damage, because that would be absolutely phenomenal, wouldn't it? We go for here, we actually try and squeeze ourselves down the inside of this beautifully banked corner. We somehow managed to make it work, and that is almost 2 in 1 corner, but we have Grosjean there trying to out-accelerate us, as we have Alfa Romeo now trying to go for the move into this crazy downhill corner, which beautifully taken in 6th gear most of the time. We've made our way up to P18, and we're planning to continue this aggressive way of overtaking as we go for a huge lunge down the inside of Roman Grosjean, because if we can make up the positions on the start, we might be able to do a bit of defensive driving and not lose as many positions as we may have been able to. And as I said, the race pace I felt like was pretty good. We go for the move on one of the Williams of George Russell. That's us up to P15, and we really take advantage of this point of the people training. We go for the outside move here of Pierre Gasly. Obviously needs to be careful of his teammate in front, and we try and take a real advantage of that. So up to P15 on just lap 2. So really getting the aggro style out, maybe not taking the most care in terms of maybe losing our front wing, but I think it's really paying out at this point. What we're doing at this point is with Carlos Sainz up ahead of us, who looks like he has some kind of engine issue. Very much on the racing line there, but he just managed to pull himself out here, which this means that we will move up to P14 after just 4 laps. It's been a phenomenal first couple of laps, and I was pushing a lot at this point to try and get even further up the grid, and at this point I was getting a little bit optimistic that if we were hard fighting and the luck was with us, we might and be able to score some points. We move on to lap 6. You can see we're kind of getting stuck up in this train as we get loose on the exit of the final corner. You can see we're kind of keeping up with Gasly because they're in a train. He's in a train. Oh, that's Kvyat actually. He's in a train with some other people. So we try the same move that we did on his teammate around the outside of that corner as we drag alongside each other throughout this corner. Tap the brakes down to 6th gear. We're still side by side, but we just about managed to squeeze him out because we are real badasses at this point. Moving on to lap 10, about almost one third through the race. Try to squeeze ourselves around the outside of Kimi Räikkönen again as well. So, you know, I felt like with the DRS definitely we were quicker than these guys, but without it I'm not sure, because I was running a pretty high downforce setups in comparison to these guys, so that meant that I was getting really help with the DRS and slipstream in terms of keeping up, because in the corners I was a lot quicker, and with the straight line speed I got quite a lot quicker. We go into the pits right behind the Renault, almost punt into the Shadow Realm as we go into the pits on lap 13, lap 12-ish. We go on to the hard set of tires. We want to make it probably to the end of the race on this tire. We're doing the beautiful one-stop strategy. Yes, here on the next lap, this is after our out lap, we have, I think it's Daniel Kvyat coming out just in front of us as we need to try and make our way past him as we go on the exit. We beautifully get it done, just to leave him a bit of space if he for some reason decided to put his nose in there. You never know about the torpedo, do you? Here we have on the next lap, he's trying to go for the defensive move down the inside, but just about backs out of it. If we can keep this position though, we're on lap 22 now. We need to do some aggressive, defend for all we're worth against Daniel Kvyat if you want to keep this, because P11 is only 1 point position away from the points. So this might actually be an opportunity if we just manage to keep Daniel Kvyat behind and hope for the very best. So that's what we try and do. I'd go as defensive as I can, as aggressively as I can, because I don't want to lose. We don't want to lose this position, because that could mean our race results. How defensive I go down this straight, just take it all the way to the inside to try and break off the toes. Here we have 10 laps remaining, 9 laps remaining of aggressive defending. We're one lap older tires than Daniel Kvyat is, so we need to try and keep it behind, and he has more pace than us because he has the DRS, so down the straight he's a missile, and through the corners he isn't the slowest either, so he's keeping up pretty well with us. You can see lap after lap after lap, just going side by side with him into turn 1, trying to keep him very much bound. This means that Paris in front is running away, which kind of demotivates our highlights. 7 laps remaining of the race at this point. As here we have Max Verstappen, who's out of this session with an engine retirement, which, if this is true, that means we'll move up to P10. And now here, the extremeness becomes real, because now we're fighting for a point with Daniel Kvyat, who's in a quite a bit faster car. You can see aggressively moving over there, braking later than what we probably normally would, or maybe not, but braking as late as we possibly can to try and keep the position against Daniel Kvyat. With 6 laps remaining, he's constantly trying to make the move on us, but we're trying to keep it so defensive at this point, because he's trying on us everywhere. He's so much faster than us at this point. You see, on the outside of this corner, he's trying to go for the move. Just a couple of laps later, it's 2 laps remaining of the race. We're up into P10. We just need to try and keep him behind for another 1 or 2 each lap. So you can see he falls down, but he catches up instantly, literally the corner after this. Here we have the blue flag. We have 1 more lap after this, but this is the blue flag, which will cut the lap for us short by 1 lap, which will call the race for us short by 1 lap. And you can see Daniel Kvyat at this point, he has them right behind him. As he backs out of this one, which is must mean a points paying position as we come towards the final corner. Daniel Kvyat is far gone at this point. You can see the Mercedes here coming onto the straight. He passes us just as we cross the finish line, and that's a point for us as we come home in P10 to pick up the first point of the season after 3 rounds. As I said, I even turned up the AI difficulty, and of course we got the beautiful driver of the day award. It is a Mercedes that wins. Not a surprise, to be honest. Is anything changed? Nothing has really changed, but there we are, P10 finishing P20 from 21st on the grid, and that is our first point, and that means that this F1 2020 career mode is over. I've lost motivation. We've scored the first point, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this three episode season. I'm going back to doing iRacing content again, because, you know, is me. Anyway, so I hope you all enjoyed this, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.